Thank you.
Well, listen, this is unbelievable, being ranked amongst the best film schools on the continent. What does it mean for you?
Well, I think it's completely surprising. We're probably one of the newest film schools. They invited 12 internationally from all over the world, and we were the only ones from the African continent.
Yeah. Well, what do you think sets the school apart?
I think we have superb tutors and mentors who are professional industry players. We have the top HD equipment, state-of-the-art equipment, small classes, and it's terribly focused and dedicated. It's accelerated training, so what film students normally learn in 3 to 4 years, they're doing in 2 years.
Yeah.
So it's very intensive, and it works well.
And it's inclusive. I mean, it includes absolutely everything.
Absolutely everything.
Everything involved in school, in filming. Yeah. You were just very quickly, before we came to the interview, saying that suddenly this feeling from parents around letting their kid go and study film as opposed to becoming a doctor is now easing up, and they're realizing there could be a future for their children.
Yes, I think as digital technologies expand, there's a huge increase in the need for local content. And I think that the more there's that need, the more there's work for people. So in technical fields, creative fields, whether it's cell phone technology, IPTV, internet, people are needing local content. And audiovisual has been used for educational purposes increasingly, whether it's for health or in a whole range of things. So there's more and more work for people.
Yeah, so the job opportunities are there.
Absolutely. We've got a very, very high job employment rate on completion.
Well, I mean, when one sort of looks at the school and looks at the achievements, some of the major achievements that have come out there, what would you say are some of the highlights that stand out for you?
Well, I think the Siemens thing was great. In Siemens UK, becoming one of the top 4 film schools in the world was wonderful. I think this year, as you said, we won Best Short at Tri-Continental. Last year we were Best Short at Oberhausen. And the students are going overseas all the time. We had one student from Limpopo said he couldn't even imagine being able to afford to go to Cape Town, and he's now been to Canada and Poland, and he loves Poland.
Wow. Living in Poland?
No, just visiting, taking his films there to the festivals, meeting Polish filmmakers.
Fantastic.
So it's very exciting.
Because that's a fear. I mean, when you see these students doing so well and then them moving overseas and sort of taking that skill
they're
with
staying.
them.
In fact, we've just been funded by the EU. And this program is to allow people to go back to the provinces that they come from, so not everybody's staying in Gauteng and Cape Town.
Yeah.
The other thing we did was to open a campus in Cape Town last year, and that's been very successful as well.
Yeah.
And we're seeing lots of students from other film schools wanting to come to Bigfish because it's very much technically focused, and they're getting jobs after that.
What do you think of the South African film industry? I mean, I know there are a couple of gems out there in terms of what we are producing, but we need more of them.
I think government needs to invest, and I think it's gradually understanding that. I think the DTI has been wonderful with its rebate, but there needs to be money put into training, and there needs to be money put into marketing, because you can make wonderful films, but unless they're marketed correctly, people don't know about them. I think that's just a beginning, and I think people have got to carry on being allowed to practice their skill. It's no use making one film every 18 months.
Yeah.
To be good, you've got to keep doing it.
But also to keep doing it, we also need the public to buy into it, because you always find that South Africans we do support, but you'll find that the bigger blockbusters are the ones that get the ticket sales as opposed to the local
movies. And look at all the marketing and publicity that goes into them. We need that for South African films.
Yeah, so it's a matter of funding. That's what you're saying.
And belief in it, because I think it opens up, many people haven't been to California, but they certainly know what the San Francisco Bridge looks like. They feel they know what the country looks like. Our films will help South Africa overseas, the more we make here.
It's just finally, what are international critics saying about South African film?
Gosh, what are they saying? What are the loves? Look, I think generally people want to come and film here.
Yeah.
Lots of the overseas films from America, from England are coming and shooting in South Africa, Cape Town and in Joburg increasingly. But I think we've got to be generating our own films here as well.
When they come and film here, do they use local talent though? I'm not saying just in front of the camera, behind the scenes, which you're teaching people to do.
Not exclusively. I think that's got to filter through that we've actually got very well-trained people here.
Okay.
I think they get very connected to their crews and want to bring them out.
Well, it's been a pleasure speaking to you. Now, we've got this insert from Spoo, which I did preview a bit earlier. So it's a nice way to end off the interview. We went over to the film school and chatted to a couple of the students there. Dr. Melanie Chait, it's been a pleasure having you on the program.
Thank you.
Let's have a look at the insert.
Bigfish continues to transform the South African film industry. Its approach to training is proving to be a winning formula. now being adopted by more film schools in the country. Not only does Bigfish have a very high job uptake for its former students, but in the last year alone, student films have been invited to 23 festivals around the world, with more students invited to accompany their films.
Whatever I know, I learned at Bigfish, and I feel it has made me grow in my career. Bigfish is about practicals. You learn as you go.
Students are given practical training. They are also paired with mentors who are prominent in the film industry, and the result is productive students.
My future plan is to, right now I'm busy packaging all my 5 films in one banner called 1 Year in Limpopo, where I'm going to show them around the villages, and then I'm trying to form a company back home.
From the international film critics, the feedback has been overwhelming, with requests to purchase the films screened at festivals as well as audience requesting for extra screenings. And this feedback is fueling the students' creativity.
I think the students got a lot of commitment. They're very talented. They really want this to work. We have excellent award-winning tutors who are their trainers. They are using top equipment, small classes, and it's very much work simulated environment.
But the biggest accolade has been Bigfish being the only film school in the continent invited to participate in the Siemens UK Urban Sustainability City Stories contest. And Bigfish was voted along with Mumbai, Istanbul and Rio de Janeiro as the best film school. Hlela for Morning Live in Johannesburg.